This video will be on Irish DNA, and I'll start the video with information on Pictish DNA. R1b S530 is the marker for Pictish DNA. 3% of men in the 6 counties have this marker. 1 in 200 men in the Free State have this marker. That's 0.5% of men in the Free State. R1b S530 is also known as L1 335. BioNews reported in 2010 that Irish people are genetically unique. A study took place comparing the single nucleotide polymorphisms of an Irish genome with reference genomes. 13% of 3 million single nucleotide polymorphisms, that's 390,000 single nucleotide polymorphisms, were unique to the Irish genome, and this leaves a distinct genetic signature. 81.5% of Irish men have RB1, a Y chromosome DNA haplogroup. 6% of Irish men have I1. 5% of Irish men have I2b. 2.5% of Irish men have R1a. 2% of Irish men have E1b1b. 1% of Irish men have G2a. 1% of Irish men have I2a, and 1% of Irish men have J2. And I will now give you information on maternal mitochondrial DNA. And 38.5% of Irish have the haplogroup H, 11% of which are in H1 and H3. 13% are in haplogroup U, 2% in U2, 0.5% in U3, 2.5% in U4, 6% in U5. 12% of Irish people have haplogroup T, 11% have haplogroup K, 10% have haplogroup J, 4% have haplogroup HVO and V, 3% have haplogroup I, 2.5% have haplogroup W, and 1.5% have X2. 8.4% of Irish have the T allele in R151C RS18050007 gene. 4.6% have the T allele on R160W, RS18050008, ARG160TRP. 4.6% have C allele on D294H, I300250 gene, and all of the previous three aforementioned alleles cause ginger phenotypes. And the Dodecad Ancestry Project found that Irish are genetically similar to the Brittonic people. They found that the Irish are mostly northwestern European, partly northeastern European, part Basque, small part Sardinian, and a little bit West Asian. And this brings us on to another study, the population structure and genome-wide patterns of variation in Ireland and Britain study. This study found that the population of Ireland had been relatively isolated for millennia, leading to homogeneity of the populace. This study said that Scottish people are genetically intermediate between the Irish people and English people. The study said Irish and British people are mostly northwestern European, part Scandinavian, small part Iberian, and a small part Balkan. The same study also said that the English are more Scandinavian. This is not surprising given their Anglian, Saxon, and Jutish descent. And this brings us on to another study. Queen's University and Trinity College Dublin studies of archaeological discoveries in Balnahady and Rathlin Island show that much of the Irish genome originated in the Fertile Crescent. This area includes Sinai, Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, Kurdistan, Iraq, Hayastan, and Iran. And the same studies show that Scythians from the Pontic steppe brought in hemochromatosis, a disease which is genetically inherited and is very common in Ireland.